as a hint who wants to start prepare early and be ahead in the game.
Yeah. So I think what we covered is that the initial topics are mostly very similar to the computer science one. So we could
Yeah.
just go ahead and start with the standard set of questions which we have in our repositories, right? So uh, so we can definitely use previous year question papers a lot. Um, I mean, if you look at this, the binary search, linear search, I mean, those were the things probably I saw only during my gate preparation. After that, I don't think I have used it much.
Uh,
But yeah, but yeah, those are really fundamental and important. So yeah, so
yeah.
those things we can definitely, use the like as a student, if I were writing it again, I would go back to CS previous year questions and start solving those. Um, so machine learning AI again, I think what we were discussing last time was about the fundamentals, right? So what I would do at this point is to get a like not to go into the depth, right? Because these are each of these topic can be very well be 1.5 hour lectures. But I would rather go to a small resource, something like 100-page ML book, which
Yeah.
covers concepts in a very let's say in not so depth, right? I mean, we understand in-depth knowledge is required, but that's
Yeah.
probably not the right strategy for an exam. So so I would go start probably with this 100-day ML book, and then um, just try to see if I can answer some of these questions. And I am quite sure whether it is the logistic regression, k nearest neighbors, we do get a good understanding of those from this 100 page ML book.
Good. So just to add, I mean, I have already shared this book. This is for everyone who is watching this later or right now. So this book is already available. I have also added this in Classroom, so you can download it from there. What would be the best strategy or order of subject in which one should be preparing for the best outcome?
Yeah. So I mean, there are a few ways we can think about it. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, I have my thought process as well. So once you share, I would like to add as well.
so I would probably like it's so there is this concept again in computer science called as exploration and exploitation. So let us assume a student who may not have taken up machine learning and AI in their undergrad, which means it's completely new to them, right?
Yeah,
Let's assume
yeah,
that
yeah.
scenario.
Hmm.
If that's the case, then I would first go in, like the initial days I would go into the exploit mode, in the sense that I believe most computer science students would have gone through database, would have gone through linear algebra, probability statistics, all those topics, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, and again, you will get previous year questions specifically to gate for those topics. So I
Yeah.
would go and start with those concepts. I will go and start with, solving questions on those once I get a clarity on the basic concepts on those topics.
Hmm.
1 month down the line, I believe I would start looking for exploring machine learning and AI, say courses or lectures that cater specifically to it. That would be a wise strategy.
Yeah, yeah.
If you ask me, or if I were to
Hmm.
give an example, I would rather do it that way, in the interest of time.
Yeah, yeah. Great. So yeah, so I was also thinking in the same direction. What I believe is, you know, uh, I mean, so I always remember, a talk our prime minister gave long back. It was Pariksha Pe Charcha. Okay, and
Yeah.
yeah, and I really thought, that uh, I mean, it's not about being, supporting or being against to a person, but what he was suggesting was, always start with the hardest question in the exam. Okay,
Yeah.
and I personally found this was, something. I mean, for me, or I won't teach this to my daughter or to somebody who I'm giving the suggestion, because exam is not about solving the hardest question, right? It's about getting the maximum marks out of it, right? So what I believe, and I have always like advocated this, that if you are preparing for exam like GATE, start with the easiest one. Okay. So
True.
just sit with the, let's say, exam and marks distribution. Okay. And then you sort of, do the analysis that where can you get marks very easily.
What helped me was this discussion in the online sessions, right? Because in the discussion time, I mean, see, I can read up all the material, I can answer in this MCQs, that's fine. But to get someone to validate my thought process, that is like someone has to spend time for me, and I get that for free in an online discussion for.
Um,
So in that process, if anyone else benefits, it's great. But the way I see it is that as a student who has an objective to get a good score, is that someone else is validating. It can be a peer, it can be a guide,
yeah, yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
matter. Yeah. So we have to be very, like, as a student, I believe someone has to be really active in posting questions, making sure that their reasoning process is well explained. Then it's very easy for someone else to help you, and that discussion overall improves one's thought process. And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would
true. So where should we join the test series and all is asked. This is really, I mean, I would like to take this question and then I'll pass on to you. I think I would like to avoid answering that where should join the test series. Rather, I would say test series is something which which is really useful from day one, by the way. But I think that can wait. That can wait for couple of months at least. Okay, so next 2 3 months. I would suggest you wait and watch for next 2 months to see what are being floated online, right? And then meanwhile we'll also sort of see what we can do, right? And then you decide like where should you go for test series, because as I said, like this time it's not like I mean mostly you get similar question everywhere, so this time it is going to change. So I would suggest wait for it and practice the previous year questions for all the remaining subjects which are there. So that could be my suggestion at this point in time. Amrit, would you like to answer it?
I agree with that point. Yeah. So the point is that let's be very clear that you may get a lot of data science questions for your interview when you search for that in Google, right? Data science for interview, your next job interview, etc. But the point is that the IIS or any IIT for that matter, anyone who prepares question paper for GATE, they are not going to follow that pattern. They are going. I think I let me use this term again. They are going to stick to the fundamentals, and that's not going to be very like what you see in this SEO based websites that talk about this data science questions, etc. So I would say, and more importantly, it's again getting question like taking a test series is one thing which gets you self assessment, but someone who can provide feedback based on the performance. So the test series that can help you provide that feedback, that is more important if you ask